Hello everyone, good day. So in this video, we are going to talk about Egyptian mythology, particularly on their creation myth and their concept of the world or the universe in general. Okay, so what do we need to know about the ancient Egypt? The Egyptians saw divinity in everything, in river, desert, and vegetation, in the sun, moon, and stars, in the animals and kings, in birth and death. They created a vast and confusing mass of gods. They have hundreds of deities, some having animal form, some depicted with human bodies and animal heads, and some of human form. Like other creation myths, Egypt is also complex and it offers several versions of how the world unfolded. So, how is the world created for them? What is their creation myth? At first, there was nothing but none, the primal ocean of chaos and the oldest of ancient Egyptian gods. In this jumble of waters, the sun god reposed. By exertion of will, the sun god emerged from the chaos as Ra and gave birth to Shu and Tifnut by himself. Shu became the god of air, and Tifnut became the goddess of moisture. Together, they gave birth to Jeb and Nut, the earth god and the sky goddess. Thus, the physical universe was created. Again, it was Ra or Ra Atum who emerged from chaos and became the king of the deities as well as the father of all creation. Accordingly, men were created from his tears. After a long period of time, Ra grew kind of weak. So the ungrateful race of men plotted against Ra happened. When he learned about these plots, he angrily called the council of the gods. The gods decided that mankind must be destroyed. He also dispatched the goddess Hathor to wipe out humankind. Hathor did an effective job of it, killing men by the tens of thousands until only a tiny remnant was left. Ra was thoroughly sick of the world and retreated into the heavens, leaving Shu, the god of air, to reign in his place. At that time, the present world was established. Going back to Jeb, the earth god, and not the sky goddess, their marriage was not actually approved by Ra. Because of this, he ordered Shu, the air god, to separate them. Eventually, Shu defeated Jeb and raised Nut aloft or to a great height, since of course he was the god of air. Yes, they were successful in separating them permanently. However, Nut was pregnant. Since Ra in the first place disagrees with her marriage to Geb, he had decreed that Nut could not give birth in any month of any year. Because of this problem, the god learning Thoth gambled with the moon for extra light. This resulted to add 5 extra days to the official Egyptian calendar of 360 days, meaning it became 365 days, right? Just like what we have now in the present. And those 5 days, Nut gave birth to Osiris, Hariris the elder, Seth, Isis, and Nephthys successively. Osiris became the incarnation of good, while Seth became the embodiment of evil. In this manner, the two poles of morality were fixed once and for all, meaning to say, the reason as to also why we have morals such as good and evil was due to Not's birth to Osiris and Seth. Again, in Egyptian mythology, the universe emerged from a vast cosmic ocean of nothingness. For countless aeons, the creator sun god Ra-Atum had drifted asleep in this primordial sea, or the Nun as Egyptians called it. Then, after that, is the creation of the air, which is God Shu, moisture, goddess Tifnut, sky, Nut, and the earth, Jeb. Then what happened is after further generations, every feature of nature was born, each with a god or goddess to govern it, which will be discussed by one of my co-members. So you might be wondering as to how were these recorded, right? Like we don't really have an idea how was this known. Well, that's because all of their creation myth is recounted in the sacred hieroglyphic writings found in pyramids, temples, tombs, and sheets of papyrus. These writings consist of how the earth was created out of chaos by God Atum. According also here, the earth was seen as a sacred landscape, a reflection of the sky world where gods resided. The creation of the universe took place over a long period of time when the gods lived on earth and established kingdoms based on the principles of justice. When the gods left the earth to reside in the sky world, the pharaohs inherited the right to rule. So, they ruled around 3000 BC, which was also during the Old Kingdom. They considered themselves to be the living gods who ruled with absolute power. For your information, they are believed to be the ones who built the pyramids as testimony of their greatness. By the Middle Kingdom, they no longer considered themselves to be living gods, but rather the representatives of the gods on earth. So, to reinforce their image as powerful divine rulers, they represented themselves in writings and sculptured reliefs on temple walls. Why they came into the topic? Well, as I mentioned earlier, when the gods left the earth, the pharaohs inherited the right to rule. The gods and goddesses will follow, so you can proceed to Miss Erica's pre recorded report. I hope everything was clear, and if you have questions, comment them below. Thank you and wassalam.